go back again with another video. And with the season coming to almost a close, 3 games to go, 2 home, 1 away, how many Sunderland players will be on their way out of the club? Now, Danny Ballard having a good last couple of games. Danny Ballard, for me, is a player that we need to keep at the club. We saw him against Leeds, kept Bamford in his back pocket. He was lucky with a little bit of an elbow he put on the ball in the penalty box, could have given away a penalty, but he did quite well. A battle with Bamford, I thought he won the battle with Bamford. He's a solid defender, and for me, he's one we have to keep. The last game against West Bromwich Albion, he put a Santi in his back pocket and got him thrown off the pitch as well, got him a red card. Well, fair enough, it wasn't Ballard's fault, it was Santi's fault for being reckless in 2 challenges, a well-deserved red card. But Ballard had 2 absolutely fantastic games. Now, will Ballard stay at Sunderland? For me, he's a player we have to keep. What about other players? Dan Neil, wanted by allegedly Liverpool. Ballard, wanted by the likes of possibly Everton. Everton after the young lad. Probably many suitors to come as well. But Dan Neil, another midfielder, having a decent season with the right sort of experience around him. He could be a real asset to any club. Hopefully, again, Dan Neil will stay at Sunderland. But what about Anthony Patterson? Kind of wanted by Liverpool. And I've heard people say Liverpool's after Anthony Patterson. Will Anthony Patterson go? But with Anthony Patterson goes, who do we have in replace? Alex Bass has had a good time at Wimbledon. And we got this young lad, of course, Nathan as well, Bishop. But what about our young 17-year-old homegrown talent, Matty Young? Hailing from round the corner in Belmont. Wincy knows the family, Jonas knows Matthew, as the lads come from Belmont, the same school as Jonas goes to. He's gone off on loan. We all saw him at the start of the season, pre-season, having a good pre-season. Then he's gone out on loan to Darlington. Let's see what Darlington have to say about this young, up-and-coming, talented Sunderland keeper. Now, if Patterson did go in pre-season, could Matty Young take over at the reins? Sunderland goalkeeper Matty Young hailed as better than Pickford after beating relegation and winning an award. Well done, Matthew Young. Having a great time at Darlington, and the Darlington fans absolutely love the young lad. Sunderland goalkeeper Matty Young, has been compared to the England number 1, Jordan Pickford. That's tremendous. Some Darlington fans have hailed the Sunderland goalkeeper Matty Young as better than Pickford at the same age. And look what Pickford's gone on to do in his career. The 17-year-old shot stopper joined the National League North side on loan earlier this season, and the Quakers fighting relegation under the stewardship of former Newcastle United player Steve Watson. However, since joining Darlington, the club have won 10 out of the 13 games and survived the relegation battle. Young has started in and secured safety with a 3-1 at home against Farsley Celtic, a 3-1 home win against Farsley Celtic on Saturday afternoon. Young was presented with Darlow's Young Player of the Season award after the clash. Absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon for the young lads. Great to see young talent, homegrown young talent come through. Young is now drawn comparisons to England and Everton number 1 Jordan Pickford, who also rose through the ranks at the Academy of Light after a loan spell at Darlington back in 2012, where he made 17 appearances. Darlington's fan Simon Brodie said on social media, at this age he's better than Pickford. More composed, just excludes his confidence. I get it at a different level, but I'm starting it now. He's a future England number 1. He's the real deal. Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Fantastic. You know, there from the Darlington fan. Another Quakers fan added, he's been absolutely fantastic. If Patterson moves on this summer, Matthew Young would be more capable of stepping up. Another Darlington fan on social media commented, we've been lucky to have had a young player with a huge part in this. We have been lucky to have had your young player playing a huge part. We'll be cheering you on every step of the way and promises he's going to be absolutely stellar career coming up. Well, what can I say? That absolutely really fancy his chances. They're doing really well. Sue Shaw added, "You have the bravery and the heart of a lion. You will go all the way to the top. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to see you close up and helping Darlow turn their fortunes around. Good luck for the future." Now, I'm absolutely buzzing. Darlington have survived in that league. I have seen what that league has to offer. I've watched Spennymoor many a time, and it's a tough league. You know, some proper hard challenges going in there. So I reckon if you can make it in that league, it shows real good promise, real guts and enthusiasm for the upcoming, promising for upcoming. I think he could actually, yes, one day replace Anthony Patterson. Sunderland have had a long, storied history of producing stellar goalkeepers. From Jarrow-born Jimmy Thorpe in the 1930s to FA Cup winning hero Jimmy Montgomery to England international Pickford, current Sunderland #1 and one Anthony Patterson, who made his 105th consecutive league appearance against West Brom. That is some feat itself. Along Young, Sunderland also have several top goalkeepers within their youth ranks, including homegrown starlets Dan Cameron, Alan Richardson and Ben Metcalfe. So there we have it. We've got some real good talent. But let me know your thoughts. If I want to keep Anthony Patterson, I do. Anthony Patterson is #1. Matthew Young is #2 next season. That's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below. But if Patterson goes, who do we give the opportunity to be #1 at Sunderland? We have Chris Rigg starting games at the age of 16. Matthew Young going in at a difficult nation. You know, you've got, Darlington in that league. It's a tough league. The Vanarama, I think it's still called the Vanarama, the National League, the Northern League. It's really difficult. It's a difficult league. Some tough teams in there. Some hard challenges, some hard knocks. You've got to be brave, and this young lad is getting real praises from the Darlington fans as being brave. So can he make it in the Championship? Why not? I love to see youngsters come through like this, especially born and bred, really local like that. Real idols to look up to for the young lads coming through the ranks. So I really want Matthew Young to do well at Sunderland, and I do believe he should be our #2 next season. Well, do you think he should be #2 next season, or do you think he should be under 21s next season for Sunderland? And what about Richardson? We do have an abundance of good quality keepers. There's one always going to be better than the other. So there we go. I want to say a big congratulations to Matthew Young. Absolutely fantastic. Do we keep him at Sunderland next season or back on loan? For me, keep him at Sunderland. Well, I don't know much about Richardson. And I haven't seen much about all of the keepers. But just listening to that and what he's done at Darlington, do you think, let me know in the comments down below, who should be Sunderland's #1 and #2 next season? Does Matt Young or Richardson deserve to be the #2 keeper next season? Bass, and we've also got Nathan Bishop. Abundance of keepers there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Well, come on, I just want to give some plaudits where plaudits are due. We had a lot of doom and gloom over the season, we have. But it's great to see some young assets coming through with this club. Some young talent coming through with this club. For me, we've got to keep the players this summer. If Speakman, if KLD want to change the ways and balance out the side, keep the players that you can possibly keep. If you can give the likes of Clark a pay rise and keep him at Sunderland. Dan Neil, pay rise, keep him at Sunderland. Ballard deserves it for me, keep them at Sunderland. Homegrown talent coming through. All we got to do is bring in 1 or 2 experienced players and a good head coach, and we really could have something good going next season. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts down below on the whole situation. Which players do you think we're going to keep? Which will we lose? And what's your thoughts on young Matthew Young, young Richardson, and also Anthony Patterson, Nathan Bishop, and Bass? Let me know. What's the running order for you? Who's #1? Who's #2? Like I say, for me, the 3 players I'd want to keep. I don't know much about. If Richardson is as good as if people say he is, Patterson, Richardson, and Young. Now Young, Pat, and Richardson, they could be right behind Patterson next season, and they could take turns in the 21s. I don't know the setup. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel. Take care. God bless me. God go with you. It's not all doom and gloom. We have some real talent at this club. we've got to make sure the setup's right, the balance is right, and we could be going places next season. So we've been blessed with talented Sunderland for goalkeepers. Pickford, born and bred, come through the ranks. Now England, Everton's number one. We have this young Matty Young at Darlington doing a great job. Been at the club since he was 7 years of age. Went to Darlington on loan, 13 games, led in 13 goals, 4 clean sheets. They think he's better than Jordan Pickford, who went to Darlington at the same age. We have abundance of goalkeepers. Adam Richardson, another one, been at the club since he was 8 years of age. Another fantastic young keeper. What do we do with the keepers? We've got Bass. We've got Nathan Bishop. Now we have Anthony Patterson. Anthony Patterson is at over 100 games consecutive for Sunderland, consistently playing for Sunderland in the Championship. We know he can improve in certain aspects of his game. I want him to stay at Sunderland. I want him to improve. The young lad again, another lad coming from the age of 8, grown. Look at these kids coming through, goalkeepers. It's like a conveyor belt. Patterson, Pickford, Patterson, Richardson, now Young. All from young ages at the club. We're blessed with keepers. So do we keep Bass? Do we keep Bishop? Do we let them go? And do we have this homegrown talent coming through? Do we improve Richardson? Do we improve Young? And keep the 3, Patterson, Richardson and Young at the club as the 3 keepers. Number 1, number 2, under 21s. Whichever order, I don't know. We all know Patterson's number 1. Does Richardson become number 2? Does he stay in the 21s? Or does Young leapfrog him? I haven't seen much of these youngsters. I can only see and hear what I've read. The future looks absolutely fantastic for these 3 lads. If Patterson does leave Sunderland in the summer, I wish him all the best. He's been great at Sunderland. He has been great at Sunderland. Yes, he can improve certain areas, like everybody can in certain areas of whatever they do in life. Young and Richardson, I want them both to come through and play for Sunderland's first team, whether one's A, one's B, I don't know. You let me know your thoughts down below. What is your... you got 5 keepers at this moment in time. 5 quality keepers. In my eyes, Patterson's number 1. Richardson and Young. Bass and Bishop. What's your top 5? Which order do you put them in? Wow. You just want these kids... the young lad, Young, from Belmont, I want him to succeed to the top of his game. You want youngsters to come through in the local area. We all have, good youngsters coming through from the local areas. You want to see them do really well for the family. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's not all doom and gloom. We've got some absolutely fantastic keepers. Probably world-class keepers in the future. Let's keep bringing this conveyor belt, using the conveyor belt, and let them play for the club that they've been at since kids, that they've loved since they've been at the club from youngsters. It's absolutely a fairy tale dream come true for these young lads to play for the Sun, because they've been there since they're 8 and 7 years of age. Brilliant. Now it's down to Speakman and KLD to get this club back to the Premier League. They've got to do it. They've got to. We've got to believe next season is the season. Next season they change the ways. They change what they're doing. They balance out. They bring experience in. They bring a good head coach in. And they back them. And get us back in the Premier League. Come on, we can do it. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've probably said it 100 times already. We'll see you later. Thank you. The future is looking bright. Whether it's under this regime or not, touch wood it is. See ya.